Why is the most hated man in gacha? I guess I'm gonna find out why I hate Saintontas. No, I don't hate him. Like right off the bat, I know this title is a little clickbait. I don't hate him. I don't like him, but I don't hate him. There's no reason to hate him. So let's see this. The most hated man in gacha.
I guess I'm the only guy in this whole community who understands this guy and is not trying to make a big deal out of this guy just being content, okay?
Well, I mean, Cap also likes him. And that's it. That's where the list ends.
I'm going to be real. This whole Saintontas thing really isn't that hard to understand for anybody with a general grasp of who this guy is, what his history is, and basic human psychology. Listen, man, I don't know when I became the
I don't know psychology. I'm not even mentally stable myself.
Gotcha guidance counselor. Okay, I don't know when I got to take care of all these fucking babies who don't fucking get this shit. And I'll be real. I want to reiterate. I like Saintontas' content. I don't even know this fucking guy. Okay? We've talked for 15 seconds off stream.
Really? I don't know why I thought you got close to him.
Time and maybe exchanged 15 DMs. But this guy has to be one of the most misunderstood creators on the entire platform. It's fucking unbelievable. All right, so let me take you back.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing, right? The thing about Saintontas and him being misunderstood and all this and this and that is the fact that this is how he's portraying himself, right? This is why when people tell me like, oh, this is not how he is. You got to see him off stream. He's such a sweetheart off stream. That doesn't mean anything to me. You know why? Because I can't just be like, all right, yo, let me hit up my boy Saintontas real fast, you know? Oh, I didn't agree with him on this point. Let me just call him up on Discord real fast. Like that's not really a possibility for someone like me or for like the average viewer. We can't just be like, oh shit, let me stop him from what he's doing. So you putting your best foot forward as a content creator kind of is something you have to do. So, you know, to get your image right, if that makes sense.
To the beginning of the Saintontas.
Or at least that's what I think, you know. Who am I to tell you what to do?
That's drama. Let me take you back to where several content creators like Sayu, Hex Juice, and others, once again, not their fault, Saintontas made a video about theorizing why certain voice actors may or may not be able to participate in Wuthering Waves coming from Genshin, okay?
Oh, did he do that? I didn't know that. I know of that situation. I just didn't know it was Saint. I know there was something with like a guy named Brand Online. Was that Saint going Brando Online? Is that really him? Oh my God.
Okay? He made a video hypothesizing. It was a hypothesis video. The problem is some people realized it was a hypothesis. Some people thought he was being dead ass. From minute one, it was painfully obvious that he was merely just suggesting ideas. Now, some people said it was wrong to hypothesize. Some people said it's fine. Do whatever the hell you want. Me personally, I think it is fine. Now,
I mean, everything is content, right? There's no way, or how do I say this? I shouldn't just say everything's content. Everything can be theorized and speculated. Like if Saint isn't like, how do I say this? If Saint isn't being straightforward, being like, hey, you know, a voice actor told me this is what they're doing, and this is why they can be in Wuthering Waves, then yeah, that's a problem. If he's like, hey, you know, I think this is what I think, you know, maybe this is happening, you know, maybe contract, what do you call it? Contract obligations or contractual stipulations that stipulates they can't really be in Wuthering Waves. That's totally fine. Like, what's the problem with that? We're just guessing. We're just content creators making content. And if one of the content being guessing, theorizing, I think that's totally fine of saying.
Some content creators didn't get that he was hypothesizing. Some people said it was wrong that he was hypothesizing. And some people understood that he was hypothesizing and were fine with it.
Right.
Me personally, once again, was totally cool with it.
Sounds fine to me.
I clarify. I give my side of the story. He does shoot me a DM and say, thank you for being the only person who I actually felt like was on my side. Listen, man, and I want to make this very, very, very clear. I don't care if you're my friend. I don't care if you're my worst enemy, okay? If you're doing something wrong, I am going to call you out on whatever it is that you're doing.
Makes sense to me.
And if you're doing something that's fine, you don't need to worry about me. I don't really think there's any history about me going after anybody for any reason that is actually not horrifically wrong, right?
I could
would
just
love
say,
to
keep
know
just
an
staring at
example,
chat.
but
He'll
I
take
try
that.
to be very fair to everyone, and I only go after people who are causing problems. And now here's the big thing that sometimes makes content creators and viewers alike kind of confused.
Right.
I know things that have happened behind the scenes that you guys will not find out about for quite some time. I know a lot of things that have happened.
How much
that will
time?
Never
Wait,
see the light
I'm
of day.
wondering.
I know scummy shit that people have asked me to never talk about. However,
The
I
UI
do
guy.
hold grudges. Abso-fucking-lutely. So if you're wondering, why does Tectone not like this guy? Why is Tectone so aggro versus this guy? It's because I know shit that y'all don't know.
Oh.
Okay.
Shit.
And that's just how it goes. And you got to have to accept that as reality, because there are certain things that I would want to talk about, but I won't, due to the respect of others asking me not to, as well as I will never go after someone for allegations, because allegations do not equal proof.
That's why I like Techie, is that Techie wants to know the truth. Does that make sense? He's not really just like bashing people out of random. If you make Tectone shit list, you've probably done something really, really bad.
And the reality is, if you treat allegations as fact,
Right.
you're retarded, and you have to realize that
Oh, I
if
wasn't
you
expecting that.
hold
Wait.
allegations as scientific fact, then anybody can go online and ruin your life because they don't like you with one lie. And that is why I do not do that. Now let's
That makes
fast
sense.
forward. Let's fast forward until today. What's been going on lately is Saintontas, and he has been going on this absolute parade of cherishing and enjoying and showing his love for the game Wuthering Waves. Now,
Right.
who does not like Wuthering Waves? The Genshin Impact
Me, I hate Wuthering Waves. No, that's a lie. I love Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is an amazing game.
community does not like Wuthering Waves. There was a content creator called Mr. Pokey who made a meme video, right? Once again, in good faith. I know Mr. Pokey, in good faith, made a Saintontas trolling video in good faith. But the problem is that painted a target on his back. Okay. And
Well, here's also the thing, right? That video was good up until probably the end. Up until the end, it got super troll. Like, if you're telling me to apologize to Kuro Games and let them cook, because 2.0 is going to be this magical end-all, be-all. They sacked 3 whole patches, which is like 150 days worth of content, because 2.0 is going to come out and it's going to just change the game and the landscape forever. Yeah, I'm going to stop taking you seriously. From then on, I just stopped taking him seriously. After that, it's like, all right, clearly you like this game and you definitely show it, if that makes sense. And it's like, all right, dude, whatever.
And that painted him as the #1, and I'm sure you've heard him called this before or not, the #1 Kuro shill, the #1 Kuro bot.
To be fair,
This
he
not an
is.
assumption. This is not my opinion. This is a fact. People always want to say that I was the one who obliterated Enviosity's career. Simply not true. Enviosity killed Enviosity. The worst thing that you can do is MTash went live. He made a video saying, guys, be nice to Envy. He doesn't like being called a mint picker. It really hurts his feelings when he's called a mint picker.
Hey, if you want to not be a mint picker, just don't be a mint picker. What's the problem here?
Don't call him it, guys. It's mean. Don't go after Envy. Stop hurting his feelings when you call him this specific word. Envy.
Wow. You know, there's this guy, he's out here, and it really bothers him when you call him a mint picker. So you definitely shouldn't go out here and call him a mint picker. You know what word really sucks? Mint picker. Yeah, that's not... I think I remember seeing that video too. I think it was like right when I got into the gacha space.
He crashed out. He hasn't uploaded the fucking video in 7 goddamn months, and his Twitch career is going down the fucking
Who,
drain
Envy?
over and over and over and over again. What Mr. Pokey did is now people are calling him, Saintontas, a Kuro shill and a Kuro bot. Now, Saintontas
okay. Let me hear.
handles his anger, handles his despair, handles his frustration very differently. How does Saintontas deal with it? He deals with it by going Giga Aggro mode. Saintontas goes Giga Aggro and says, fuck you and anybody who's trying to fuck with my shit, I will kill you. I will go live and react to a 15-minute video for 6 fucking hours and say the words objectively 10 million fucking.
If I have to hear the word objectively or demonstrably one more time, I'm actually going to just start slamming my head against the wall. That is the most obnoxious word to me now. That shit is so annoying to hear. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. What really matters is what I was going to say is that, you know, this is all, you know, Chad, I'm not saying that league players are a problem. I'm just saying this is what a league player looks like.
Times. You think he was fucking sponsored by that word. Bro needs to increase his dictionary. I noticed that. I said, hey, Saintontas, also work in the words objectively, subjectively, and demonstrably into your vocabulary. It'll increase your dialect in spades. And ever since, he's been growing and growing and growing. But now
he just doesn't say objectively. Now he just says demonstrably. It's like a kid finding a new toy. Now he just keeps saying it. He won't stop.
Wuthering Waves has a new enviosity, and his name is Saintontas. Because now he is going to Giga Aggro die for this game and be the #1 defender. It took me 2 hours to get him to apologize for merely saying it was a big deal for the B-roll someone was using in their video. Who cares about B-roll?
That is, I don't know, dude, that, I saw that when he was like, oh, the B-roll matters. Dude, the B-roll doesn't matter. I think, again, like, he needs to understand he's in the gacha space. Like, if he wanted to be that tryhard and make sure that every calculation is right, he should have just stayed with League. Why didn't you just go play League? Just stay on League and go your Masters. People will watch you. People will watch people like Grandmaster Plus. Like that. And you know what's the best part? You don't even have to talk. That's like the one thing about the League community. If you're good enough at the game, you don't have to talk. Just stream it. Like if you're high elo, they'll watch you.
If it's not specifically being, this is what you should be looking at,
right,
then it doesn't matter. It's just filler footage. It's fine. But the thing is, I got through to him. And why am I getting through to him? Because I feel like I'm the only fucking guy who understands this fucking dude. Okay? And I hate the fact that I have to talk about this shit again. I feel like every other fucking day, I have like 8 CCs saying, I fucking hate this guy. Saintontas, this guy's a piece of shit. Once again, I want to reiterate this. I don't even know this fucking guy.
Right.
I'm not doing this shit because we're friends. I'm doing this because it's the right thing to fucking do. Now, is Saintontas stubborn? Sure. But anybody who has their back against their wall, who thinks that their credibility is under scrutiny at every fucking minute, would be.
I mean, I don't even think his credibility is at risk. Or I guess maybe, I don't know. Maybe some people do. But, like, if he didn't crash out like this and he just, you know, all right, well, Mr. Pokey made a video. Time to move on. No one would really care. You know?
Am I saying that Saintontas may not actually fuck up in the future? No, he absolutely will. And probably it'll be soon. But it has not happened yet.
Right.
Now, the other thing that you have to realize is Wuthering Waves.
Wuthering Waves.
If you like the game, I don't give a fuck if you hate the game.
I love the game.
Here is the objective fact. Wuthering Waves is the punching bag of the gacha space community. Okay? It is like white people on Twitter. You can shit on that game and everybody will be like, yes! Oh my God!
Why? Oh my God, why is he so sassy, bro?
God!
Slaytone. Slaytone,
yes,
yes.
You're so slay. Oh my God. Stay away from her. Demi Lovato, Korean K-pop girl laughing image. Good God, these people are so fucking gay. Let's continue here. What?
It's just such a, I mean, chat, you guys know me. You know, as the face of Genshin Impact, right? As the new takeover person of Genshin Impact, I have to be truthful. I cannot lie. I even went into the Wuthering Waves 2.0. Someone in my chat pointed this out. They were like, go look into the Wuthering Waves 2.0 live stream, and sure enough, Wuthering Waves EOS suit. Now, when I looked at it myself, it was only one guy. People were getting one guide by one specific person, just spamming over and over again. But as I go on Twitter and look at all the rest of the screenshots, it's clearly more than one person. They're like, people are, I think it's just because the screenshots go around or something like that. And then they're like, oh, I want to go in there and I want to mess this up too. Like, guys, my Genshin people, my new people, bro, we cannot keep doing this, right? Like, there's just no way in the year going into year 2025, this is how the Genshin Impact community still, still acts. I'll get us back on track. Just give me some time. I'll figure it out.
Wuthering Waves, whether you guys want to admit this shit or not, and once I tell you this shit, you're going to realize that it's the fucking truth.
It is.
Wuthering Waves is filled with tourists and has no residents.
Me too. I don't know if I consider myself a tourist. I'm not a tourist. I'm a casual. That's for sure. Which is really weird to say because, Wuthering Waves is kind of a try-hard game and everyone in there is super try-hard. But I'm like I would like to think of myself as the casual voice for Wuthering Waves. I don't want to say for Wuthering Waves. I do it for gacha games. I do it for I play the big four, right? I play HSR, Zelda Zone Zero, Genshin Impact, and Wuthering Waves. And yes, I lump in Wuthering Waves as one of the big four because it is that big of... You know why you're always being lumped in with the other three Hoyo games? It's because you're that big. That's just how it works. If you don't want to be lumped in with the other three, be a smaller game. I don't know what to tell you.
Besides two people, Regslent and Saintontas.
Yeah.
Those are the residents. Now, me personally, I'm a gacha tourist.
Okay.
I'm proud of it. I play what I want. I have loyalty to no company because loyalty to a company is for fucking losers.
Oh, maybe I am a gacha tourist because I play everything, right? I play a lot of gacha games. I've played a lot of gacha games I played gacha games for the longest time before I even know they were gacha. Man, that was a mistake. I should not have started with Fate Grand Order and Fire Emblem Heroes. But at the time, that was when I was like a huge Fire Emblem fan. I still am. I love Fire Emblem, but that was like how I really got into gacha. It was those games. So I've never, and here's the thing, and Saint, here's my advice, bro. You know this because you play League. I think Riot Games specifically has taught me to never trust a company because they will never have your best interests at heart. So all I'm saying is look at Riot like you would, look at Curl like you would look at Riot. I'm just saying that I would not put all my chips on Kuro games, not because they're not good, not because they're not putting out the content that everyone wants, but just because, like any other gaming company, it's a company.
It is. Whether you want to say it or not, it is for fucking losers. I play a game when it's good. When it has no content, I go somewhere else. I'll come back in 5 weeks to visit. That's how I play my life. I think these people who have loyalty and stay in one game forever, even when they're bored, you're fucking cringe. I don't give a fuck. Hey man, listen.
There's just too many games. That's a Tectone cot right there, chat. Make that an emote. The thing is, like, there's just too many games to be loyal to one, right? Now, if it's a game like Fortnite, where it has literally 7 different game modes by the actual official game modes and hundreds of other maps, sure, because you won't run out of content, because if you run out of content, just pick one of the other game modes that's a game in itself. But, this is why I never played Genshin when I was still playing League, is Genshin would run out of time, or I would run out of content for Genshin, and then I would go play League for another 6 hours. I wasn't having a good time, in case you were wondering. But yeah, gacha is not meant to be like a main game, but if you have more than one game, then it can be a main category, I guess you would say, instead of a main game. Like, you know what I mean?
I love Mr. Pokey. Love the guy.
Yeah.
Love the guy.
Woo.
Okay? There's no fucking way you like Zero Cycles that much. There's just no way. Okay? That shit's boring. That shit is fucking boring.
That's
it's the same
right.
thing with fucking Zeox, who chills in his spiral abyss 1 billion times a day. Hell no.
Does he?
Fuck that. Okay? When the game has no content, I'm booting up Path of Exile. When the game has no content, I'm booting up League of Legends. When the game has no content, I'm booting up Helldivers. Fuck it. I'll boot up Woo-Wah. I'll boot up HSR. I'll boot up fucking Genshin Impact. I'll boot up Zenless Zone Zero. If all these other games don't have content, I'm not there. I'm not doing this shit where I'm making content for these games anymore. You want to know why? Because if these games want me to fucking play it, they'll give me something to do. I'm not here to make content for them. And yes, I did mention Mr. Pokey that way just so he'll react to my video because I'm trying to gauge his comments on his channel. I'm going to try to see how many people just saw that and said, fuck Tectone, I always knew he was after Mr. Pokey. But having a really fun time with that shit. Regardless, Yo, what up, Mr. Pokey? Make sure to go like, comment, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. When you
Mr. Pokey, we love Mr. Pokey.
are, and I'm going to give you an analogy, a real-ass bitch
in a
fake-ass world.
I love that.
You are going to get shit
so
on.
Stupid, bro.
I want you to think about every single time Saintontas has gone off for someone for doing something fine or reasonable. And then I want you to think about how many times he's gone off for people for lying, spreading misinformation, and generally just giving shit opinions. And the answer will be quite a fucking lot. Let's be real. There was a content creator called Vars. He said the content was a fucking joke. He said that certain characters couldn't support other characters in the fucking game and spread so much misinformation in one fucking video, it made him want to fucking puke. He corrected a controversial video. If you make a controversial video, you are open up to controversial content.
I think that's fine. Yeah, if you make something that's controversial, being open to you're going to get shit on and stuff like that, I think that's fine. And I think, of course, I think it's fine because I literally just put out a video where I talk about how the ecosystem in Wuthering Waves is fucking god awful. And I'm not taking that back. I don't really care how people feel about that. I'm not taking that back. I'm sorry. People are going to feel the way they feel, and they're going to, if you are open, not, I don't even want to say open, because I don't know the Vars guy. I don't want to be like, yeah, you are doing this on purpose. If he just, had a shit opinion, sometimes you got shit on a shit opinion, I do it. Everyone does it, There's just not much else to do in gacha, but, debate each other's points, put out who I think needs a bit better broad tier list, or whose feet probably feels the nicest tier list. There's not much else to do in gacha. That's just what you kind of do.
And controversial reacts. It is the fucking truth. Brax got upset because Brax's issue is he's too good of a guy, and when he sees his friend under fire, he's going to defend him no matter what, and he turns his blinds on to what is right and what is wrong. Okay?
I think what Brax did is fine. I mean, chat, you need a Brax, and Brax defends his friends. These are, you need actual, real friends to be your friends in the gacha space, because it's, some people just want to use people for clout and stuff like that. So, be nice to each other, I guess.
Brax said that the game is steamrollable by anybody's. I said, prove it. He goes in, he falls on his fucking face. And that's fine.
I also think Tower Adversity is not really a show of skill at all. You can be mad at that. I don't think Tower of Adversity is a show of skill. Holograms are. Holograms are absolutely amazing, and that's probably one of the best game modes I've ever seen. I love that shit. That shit is so cool.
Fine. It doesn't matter. But the problem is there's too many people in this space talking about Wuwa like they know shit. There is too many people who only play that game when they're sponsored that act like they're Wuwa's number.
I think Wuthering Waves has probably been one of the games I've streamed the most in the latter half of 2024, believe it or not. Even as someone who doesn't consider themselves a Wuthering Wave, I do actually. That's a lie. I absolutely consider myself a Wuthering Waves streamer. As someone who balances 4 different games for main games that I show on this channel, Wuthering Waves Endless, I think for the latter half of 2024, it's definitely been Wuthering Waves and Zenless. Maybe Wuthering Waves more than Zenless. I've been putting off Zenless Zone Zero. I didn't get the event done in time. I'm not going to lie. Chat, I fumbled. Anyways, I've been playing more Wuthering Waves than anything. And you know me. Chat, you know me. Rank 1 Chisha NA. Chat, that is I might be the rank 1 Chisha in the world. I'm not even going to lie. That's just my title. That. I love that woman, and I play her all the time.
Number 1 player. There are people who go in there who haven't even 100%ed 3 of the main areas. And they act like they play it every day.
To be fair, exploration isn't my thing. That's not a Wuthering Waves thing. That's a me thing. I could go and explore, but the thing is that I've slowed down a lot on streaming to focus on YouTube, and I didn't really want to do that off stream. Does that make sense? That's content. That's content that could be on stream. So I figured when I would ramp up again on streams, I would go do it on stream, and I haven't ramped back up. So I'm sorry, Dave.
Hey, and I'll be real, guys. It's the same shit with ZZZ. So many people want to talk about how ZZZ is shit, how ZZZ is flawed, how Wuthering Waves is shit, how Wuthering Waves is flawed. None of these motherfuckers know this shit. And
You know what's really funny? Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves are probably the best games. Oh God, I hate Saint. I fucking hate you, bro. Objectively, Zenless Zone Zero is probably Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves. Both of them together are probably the best games out right now. Like, that's just a fact. You can lie to yourself, you can lie to me, but you know that Wuthering Waves is great. And then if you don't want that open world seems just kind of whatever. Zenless Zone Zero, and you can go. They're like opposite sides of the same coin. The chill side is Zenless Zone Zero, and if you want your hardcore gritty story, then you go to Wuthering Waves. I love them both, bro. They've both been the top game for me this year. I love them both, dude. I can't wait for Miyabi. I can't wait for Zanny to step on me. Chat, these games are very exciting. I don't know if you know this. Going through these games is going to be amazing. I'm so excited.
You want me to tell you why that is? Because the fucking company sponsored so many of these fake dumb that are just going to flake back to Genshin the moment they get their fucking bag and say, oh, dude, I never liked that game. It was so bad.
Whoa, if I go back to Genshin, it won't be just because I don't like Zenless. It's just, I have a rotation. It's like I play one per patch. I play the beginning of the patch and then switch to the next one. Because there's actually a very nice rotation of patches right now. They're like in a very good spot where you can play one and then the next one will come out.
Hey, Paimon, because it pays their fucking bills. You know I'm right. So many of these other people go back to their main games.
Wait, what was that comment? Eo the Chat, look at this. Someone said Eo the Diddler. I almost choked on my drink. Oh my God, that's really fucking funny. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
So many of these other people go back to their main games because that's where they get viewership, and they shit talk any other game where they fucking can't handle it. The
only game I will ever shit talk from now until the end of time, until they EOS, will be League of Legends. Honestly, and they deserve it, and they know it. They know. Chat, don't worry about them. What I'm doing to them, they know why they deserve it. They know they left Zoe on release for 6 months and didn't want to change it. They didn't want to patch anything. Tank meta was like a meta for like a year. Like, they know why they're getting this. Don't defend them.
Of misinformation put out on Wuthering Waves is fucking ridiculous. Here's something that you need to acknowledge. And if you don't, you are disingenuous, you're a liar, or you lack the ability to make a critical opinion.
I'm all right to be a liar.
Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves have the best combat in all
Hell yeah.
out of the big ones.
Hell yeah.
Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves have the best storytelling in gacha games.
Hell yeah.
Zenless Zone Zero, objectively, has the best rigged and designed characters.
Chat, I can't tell you how much I just stare at like these characters. My wife, Caesar King, I love her so much, bro. Like, I can't put it into words. You ever just go into Zenless Zone Zero and pull up the character? When I'm working on my characters and I'm looking through the stats and all that, chat, I can't stop and stare at her. Like, these characters are so beautifully designed. And, Caesar said yes, so, I love her.
And all of gacha, because these characters can emote and animate like nobody else.
Absolutely.
It's the truth. Just wait until Arknight's Enfield. That's going to be fucking crazy.
Oh, I want to watch that. I got to look into that.
Has the best exploration out of any of the big gacha games, and it is not even close.
You know what's really funny is that Genshin actually could compete if they did a simple change that Wuthering Waves has had in it since day one. Just turn off stamina off out of combat. It's quite literally that simple. If you want people to stop being like, oh, Wuthering Waves has the best exploration, literally turn off stamina out of combat. You will literally get people to come back. It's quite. It is absolutely that simple. Have only in-game combat stamina. You can even make your abilities cost stamina. As long as outside of combat there is no stamina, then Genshin Impact would be, bar none.
It is not even fucking close. We may see a contender with Infinity Nikki, which I will be playing later today on.
Oh, I just saw someone in chat, and absolutely. Although these three are great, they don't have the best story. Nikke has the best story, 100%.
To actually give you guys my real opinion.
I kind of watch Infinity Nikki. I want to play Infinity Nikki.
At Saintontas when he goes off on people, spreading blatant misinformation about a game that he likes. There is too many fucking posers in this gacha space who want to talk shit about things they don't fucking know.
Right.
So if you don't know shit, then stop pretending that you know shit. And before you say, oh my God, what, I'm not allowed to have an opinion? You're allowed to have an opinion. But when it's rooted in fallacy, when it's rooted in misinformation, don't be surprised when somebody says, this guy's wrong. Does the guy have an ego? Yes. Is the guy a dickhead? Yes. Is the guy an asshole? Absolutely. The way he goes through things is the same way I went through things in 2020. But we're sitting here acting like everything that he's doing is completely unreasonable, and everything that this guy is doing is a fucking problem, when in reality, if you were just to see things from his perspective, and I mean this without exaggeration, guys, this guy is an ant compared to the size of my channel. I don't gain any points from dick sucking this guy.
I mean, here's the thing, right? And this is what people don't want to, not that people don't want to understand, is that this is, like I said, this is a very important thing, is that the way he presents himself is going to win a lot of people over, especially a lot of the Wuthering Waves people, which at the end of the day, if he's just going to play Wuthering Waves, that's all that really matters. It's not really going to make a difference on his channel or his content if people in Genshin Impact don't like him. If people in Honkai Star Rail don't like him, hell, if people in FGO don't like him, that's not going to make a difference in his content. But when people don't like him, and this is how he presents himself, he hasn't... Tectone, I've heard Tectone defend him. I've heard Captain Cabinets defend him. I've heard, I think, Red New defend him. Am I right about that? Might be. I've heard, I think that's it. I've heard everybody else defend Saint, but I've not heard anything from Saint himself saying, you know what? Maybe I need to chill. If he himself had said it, sure, I'd give him a pass. I would like him. I don't like him because he's not the one out here saying this. I'm not your friend. So what I see of him on stream is the only thing I can know about him, right? You can't be like, oh, well, you can't judge him because you don't know him off stream. I kind of can, and that's kind of all I can do because he's a content creator. We're judging him as a content creator. I'm not judging him as a person. I'm sure he's a sweet dude. From everyone who's talked about him, they rave about him, and I absolutely believe them. I have no reason to doubt that he's a good person, but when he is acting like this on stream as a content creator, yeah, I'm going to have a problem with it. I'm not going to say anything about it because, if I really think about it, he's just, he is who he is. He's a league player. You know what I'm saying? Chat, I chalk everything up that he does is to him being a league player. If he like I said, Saint, if you stop playing League, because clearly this is where your future's at in gacha gaming, your master's probably not going to make it to the LCS. I'm saying is if you quit League and play nothing but gacha games, hey, it improved my mood. That's all I'm saying. I'm a very happy person now that I've quit League. That's all I'm saying.
I don't get any points from glazing this guy. I'm doing this shit because it's the right thing to do, and I really hate seeing how many people are dogpiling this guy over nothing. Now, if you want to go after the guy because you don't like the way he says things, sure. But you can't go after the guy for the things that he says because what he's saying isn't really that wrong. Now, I see the big one where he says, oh, Techie, do you really think that he should be telling people to quit the fucking game if they're not good? Brother, do you know how many people I've told to kill themselves because they were bad at League of Legends?
Oh, jeez.
Are we really that sensitive?
Like I said, chat. Like I said, League of Legends brings out the worst in you. I should know. I played it for 8 years.
we really that sensitive in 2024 that we're going to get upset at a little insult?
Well, I mean, to be fair, they don't say that anymore. They have a new one, like the meta in a gaming game. They have a new meta for insulting people. It's called Get Can.
Bro, legit only said, if you're bad, quit. Oh my God. Oh.
All right, fair enough. I think people in this space need to, okay, and this is where I will give the League of Legends in them a pass, because the League of Legends in me would react differently, and people are just being kind of sensitive, and they're just like, oh, why would you say that? If Saintontas tells you to quit and you don't like it, tell him to fuck himself. Just do it. Just go on stream, be like, hey, Saint, fuck you. Why don't you quit my nuts? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you stop sucking dick top lane, and why don't you put my fucking why don't you take this ribbon to your face? These are things that you could say to him, because he's not a sensitive guy. If he can dish it, he can absolutely take it, especially someone who's played League to the point where he's at Masters. He's not going to be a sensitive guy. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to be more comfortable, and this is going to be a weird thing to say that Saint has kind of made this apparent. We have to be more comfortable in telling people to fuck themselves. If you don't like the way that Saint's doing things, just tell them. Go play a game of League of Legends, look at how they talk to each other, and talk like that to Saint.
He said that? I don't want to see any of these motherfuckers who play League or MMOs act like it was the first time anybody said something like this. Don't get me wrong. When this guy fucks up, I'll be the first person there to.
When I played League, I think it was a weird thing to tell my coworkers this, but I would be like, yeah. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. I'm like, I was called a slur like 5 times a day. It's fine.
Shut on him. Okay, because dude. It's like I'm having to take care of a rabid dog at this point. He's a rabid, misunderstood dog, right? But I'm doing this to pay penitence for who I was in 2020. How I wish that I had someone to take care of me when I was going after people a little bit harder than I was. But the thing is, Saintontas has a horrible habit of saying the truth in the way that nobody wants to hear. Mm-hmm. You can say I'm doing this shit because I want to be nice to this guy. I don't know why the you'd say that. But there's one thing that you guys cannot deny. And this is proof by the Gacha Cast. I will even invite people that I fucking hate onto the Gacha Cast and talk to them. I will invite people that I fucking hate onto my game shows because I believe in equal opportunity to all. If Ziox, Asian guy,
I want to be on the
Santa,
Gacha stream.
and Beyonce
Gacha Cast, sorry.
Would want to come talk and be on the Gacha Cast or be on one of my game shows at any time, you bet your ass they would be there. Because above all, there's things that I put over everything. It's not content, okay? It's not friendship. It's having fun. And I know for the viewers, that would be fun. And I know for me, it would be fucking fun. Mm-hmm. So just understand his perspective. Before we paint out Saintontas as Adolf Hitler, how about we just call him a dickhead who's far too prideful for his own good? But is that really that big of a deal? Me personally, I don't think so. So if you want him to stop having problems with other content creators, tell these other content creators to stop blatantly putting out misinformation and talking about shit they don't know what they're talking about. Now, that's not everybody, but that sure is a lot of them. See y'all later.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Saint's an asshole and all, but I can only go off of what people tell me. People say he's a nice guy. Sure. I cannot dispute that. I will not dispute that. I will not be like, no, he's this, and that, because I don't know the guy. Only thing that really matters is, for me, myself, I just thought of something. There's a lot of toxic positivity in gacha, which is not a good thing. And if you ask me, I think toxic truth is probably better than toxic positivity, because then at least you're telling them the truth. You lay down, you tell them what it chat. You gotta tell it to them straight sometimes. But this is gacha. This isn't League of Legends. You can't just tell people to do these kinds of things, because people are gonna get up in arms. They're gonna be sensitive because this. You don't have to. You're not in League. You don't have to treat people like you're playing League of Legends, right? Some people are going to be, they are going to be what they are. People are sensitive, and that's okay. It's gacha. Just chill out, bro. Just relax. And take my advice. Quit League of Legends. You're here with us now. You're now one of us. Don't go back to League, and your mood is going to improve 100%. Besides, you have a career here. Don't worry about League. League is dying anyways. It's probably not, but still. The LCS is definitely dying. But, that game is huge everywhere else. Anyways, chat. I hope you guys stuck in there with me. This is a pretty long one. Anyways, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.